Look at that slam. All impact, all power on that steel chair.
Paisan's just being manhandled by Chase Ironside. It's disgusting to watch.
Now, where's Chase going? I think Arsenal's barking some orders here. Of course, Chase and Arsenal, I would say, are the veterans of this matchup here. But Generico can upset anyone, anytime, anywhere, beat Pierre-Carl Ouellette for the IWS Championship on pay-per-view back in June of 2004. And there's a swinging neck breaker from the Arsenal on Dan Paisan and another lateral press as Chase grabbed the ladder and brought it to ringside.
You know what? This grudge match is getting pretty damn intense. There's a lot of weapons being brought into this. This could turn out pretty dangerous.
Paisan up to his feet with a baseball slide into that ladder onto Chase, and Chase is stuck. He has nowhere to go.
Paisan's holding that ladder. What's he setting up for?
He's just taking some of the win. It's almost like
I think he's eyeing Generico. Oh, yes, he is.
Yakuza right to the face. Chase had nowhere to go. It's like that ladder got him in a body hook, and Generico capitalized. Nice double team.
You know what that was? That was the right place at the right time. Generico and Paisan working together as a team. They could just take this now.
There's a chair to the back. Unforgiving steel. Arsenal's on the outside. Paisan's trying to fake him out. Calls him back up on the apron. Oh, beautiful neck breaker on that knee.
I think Paisan calls that the Brio Buster, if I'm correct.
Brio Buster, and Chase just busted the guardrails. Paisan stopped that ladder shot. Arsenal with a monkey flip onto Paisan through that ladder.
The ladder's still up there in the corner. What's Generico gonna do?
Generic luchador El Generico throws Arsenal in. Arsenal puts on the brakes, ducks a clothesline, one of his own. Generico with his patented exploder onto that ladder. Exploder suplex done to perfection.
That ladder's being used in big time proportions here in this match.
Release German suplex from Chase Ironside. All power, my gosh.
You know what, I'm going to have to say Chase is probably the least hurt in this match. He's taken the least of a beating.
I tend to agree with you on that. Paisan steered him first into that top turnbuckle. Ladder set up on the opposite. Could be going for another release German. No. Rolls through. German suplex into the ladder.
Guppy, did you not see Paisan's head go straight into the steel of that ladder?
Absolutely. That rung just bounced off the cranium of Paisan, or vice versa, I should say. The Campobasso, Italy native here, a fantastic cruiserweight in Quebec, just gets clotheslined again, and Generico favoring that ankle. That's not good considering Generico loves to high fly, and typical one-man war. You got the name, obviously, by his wrestling and his hardcore, and just pulled out a table there.
Guppy, this isn't a ladder match. Well, what's Chase doing setting it up? Why is he climbing up the ladder?
Again, they brought the ladder, no DQs, no countouts, so the referees' hands are tied, essentially, and both of these individuals are on the top rope, Paisan and Chase. Paisan trying to fire back with some right hands, staggering Chase, just rammed his head into that top ladder. What's he setting up for? What a cutter off that ladder, and the ladder just nails Paisan in the back. That's gotta hurt.
Paisan's over Chase. 1, 2.
Chase with a second win, somehow kicked out.
I'm a little broken between both teams here. I'm a big fan of Generico and his high-flying antics like that Arabian moonsault right there. That was incredible.
Absolutely. Arabian moonsault, slingshot moonsault, landed on his feet, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely. All four of these men here fighting with their hearts, showing why they are some of the top talent here in Quebec. Midsummer's Madness DVD. We hope you're enjoying what we're seeing right now as that table is set up between that guardrail and that ring. Chase just throws Generico on that table.
Yeah, Chase is beating down Generico. This is...
Paisan has Arsenal set up. Swing out into that face buster. Inverted like powerbomb.
And now Chase takes out Paisan with a big kick. Oh no.
Chase, don't let his size fool you. He's quite agile. He's going to the top. Generico's on that table, looks like. Cannonball, no one home! What a somersault. No one was home. All of his weight through that table onto the outside.
You cannot get up from that at that weight, at that momentum. Chase is dead.
No question. Dan Paisan now gonna capitalize. Chase Ironside could be completely taken out of this match. Arsenal looks like he's favoring his left knee, or could have just been playing possum there and just nails Paisan in the lower extremities.
Paisan been taken down there after that low blow, but what's Arsenal gonna set up for?
The Arsenal climbing the ladder.
Ars, don't be stupid, there's no belt up there to go get.
Just wipes Paisan in the face.
I think he's looking to punish Paisan a little more.
Arsenal also a very big innovator of offense here. Just with some straight right hands. Again. Paisan with a Hurricane Rana. Incredible! Off that ladder. Disgusting.
Guppy, have you ever seen that in Quebec?
Never off a ladder, from the top rope to a ladder. Perfectly done. The Arsenal is set up outside. Generico and Chase are nowhere to be found. Actually, Generico limping towards the ring.
This could be a big mistake on Paisan's part. He should have been covering Arsenal after that.
Paisan with a senton, no one home. Somersault senton off that ladder.
You know what? These four guys are giving it all they got here at Midsummer Madness tonight. And who's going to win? I can't even pick a winner.
Arsenal with a baseball slide to the knee of El Generico. At this point, Tommy, anybody's match is at hand. Anyone can take this at any given time.
What's Arsenal doing?
Getting another table, it looks like. Arsenal loves to use furniture to implement into his offense.
I think that's why they call him the innovator of...
Actually, that's why they call him a one-man war, because he is a one-man war. We got that table in the ring. Chase is still down and out after that miss of that cannonball to the floor as we see him there on his knees.
Arsenal setting up the furniture. I think he's going to put Generico through it.
Generico just caught now. Neck breaker, nice. Hangman neck breaker off that rope.
Spontaneous offense on the part of Arsenal, I got to say, but Paisan is back on his feet.
That table's legs also wobbly here. Arsenal's trying to reset that up. Paisan's going to capitalize, put Arsenal on that table. Arsenal from Concord, Ontario, Canada, now all alone. Chase Ironside still trying to crawl his way back in the ring, obviously winded, might have hit his head on the table on the way down. Paisan on that ladder.
Oh, this could be very risky, Guppy.
Arsenal.
I mean, if they're as sweaty as you are, they'll fall.
That is true. There's no question about that. Wait a minute. Arsenal has Paisan perched up on his shoulders. Generico's under. That's the DVD 2K1 off the ladder.
That looked like it hurt.
Disgusting offense from Arsenal. His Death Valley driver 2K1. Generico with a drop kick, isolating Chase. Arsenal better try to capitalize, so you better take out Generico. Paisan looks like he's knocked out completely. Big kick to the chin.
What's Generico setting up for?
Arsenal counters, has him set up maybe.
We might see the DVD 2K1 again, no.
Looks like he has him up. Brainbuster on the table. Brainbuster.
He just broke that table for a second time. A double cover. 1, 2.
They got it with that brainbuster.
Huge upset victory here for Paisan and Generico. This could put them on the map for the year.
Now this is a heavy-hitting matchup of epic proportions and a dream match. Current NCW champion Shakal, current CPW champion Paranoid Jake Matthews, and former IWS champion PCO in the ring. First ever three-way match between these individuals, and already some double super kick action happening.
Wow, Shakal has just taken out both the CPW world champion and the former IWS champion PCO, Pierre-Carl Ouellet.
PCO, a 17-year veteran, Of course, 3-time WWE Tag Team Champion with a leg drag, WCW Hardcore Champion, ECW competitor in virtually everywhere in the United States and Europe. Shakal, a 7-year veteran as well here in NCW.
Shakal has been overseas as well. He's gone to wrestle in Japan.
Wow, what a beautiful angle-like slam. There you go. Shakal with that Japanese experience. And let's face it, Paranoid Jake Matthews is one of the hardest hitting guys you'll see out of Quebec.
His name says it all. He's crazy. Kind of like Brian the Guppy.
Well, no, that's not crazy, and his name's not crazy, it's Paranoid.
Yeah, but paranoid means you're crazy.
Oh, no, he's just delusional or paranoid a bit. PCO, shoulder first into that turnbuckle, into that steel post. I believe this is first ever meeting. PCO's never been in the ring with Shakal before. Has met and had title matches against Paranoid Jake Matthews in the CPW. And at this time, this match was booked as 3 world champions fighting each other. However, PCO did lose the belt to El Generico, who subsequently lost it to Kevin Steen 53 seconds later.
That is right. That happened at the IWS 5-year anniversary B.
That's correct. But Paranoid Jake Matthews, of course, CPW champion, you know, a veteran of in his own right. And I believe Lollipop is around ringside, his beautiful valet.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to come here and say, wow, his shovel is surely close at hand.
No question. PCO, though, a big scooping power slam. Regardless of what you say or what you think. Oh, that's a nice arm stunner from Matthews. PCO is the veteran of this match, but don't take the other 2 competitors lightly, as their experience, any one of these guys can pin any one of the other at any given time. And there's a big eye rake from Paranoid Jake Matthews.
Matthews whips Shakal. Shakal retaliating with a huge kick to the face.
And follows up with his big knee lift.
That was right in the schnook.
Has him up over his shoulders here. Could be an overhead suplex. It is. Nicely done.
Very well done by Shakal.
Shakal also, as I said, a veteran here in Quebec, proving it. You don't win a world title unless you're that damn good. And he has a big elbow drop off the top rope, and PCO smelt the match being over and had to make the save.
That's right. PCO came in, broke the pin, and now he's on Shakal like a fly on.
You said it. Big clothesline from PCO.
No, finish it like a fly on.
On excrement.
Brian the Guppy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Big side slam, sidewalk slam from Pierre Carwillette. And let me tell you something, in the last year, big repackage for PCO. He's not a pirate. He's not a Quebecer anymore. There's a big guillotine leg drop. This man has left Jacques Rougeau and has just absolutely been doing things that the average 25-year-old wrestler wouldn't even think of doing.
That's right, Guppy, you said it all. Pierre Carwillette, PCO, Pierre Carwillette has changed his style a bit. He's rolling with guys like Kevin Steen. He's rolling with guys like El Generico. He's just as fast, just as agile, and God knows he's as strong as an ox.
Shakal also wearing an extremely prestigious title, the Northern Championship Wrestling title. 10 years of history nearly, if not more, on that title. Many people have held that belt, and it is an honor and a privilege for Shakal to be sporting that title. And let's little talk about CPW, based out of Hull, out of Ottawa. They have spectacular athletes as well, a lot of big guys, a lot of hardcore action going down there. And for Paranoid Jake Matthews to climb the top of the mountain, certainly successful as well for himself.
I gotta say, no one can represent CPW as well as Paranoid Jake Matthews does.
We saw a New Year's Madness, a vicious match with Sonny Warcloud and Paranoid Jake Matthews. As you said, his shovel shots absolutely devastating. And the 2 champions going to work here with a double team on PCO.
That's probably the best thing they could do, Guppy. The best thing they could do. You know, they're not as stupid as you are. They know that to take out Pierre Carwillette, you got to double team him.
Oh no! Shovel! Look at that shovel right to the back of Shakal. Did you hear that? Oh.
Yeah, he's crazy, I'm telling you.
PCO catching 3 shovel shots. He's dumped to the outside.
That shovel came out of nowhere.
Oh! This shovel is certainly an equalizer, and he's just choking him. I gotta say, there's no place for this. These are world-class athletes fighting, and there's no need for any type of foreign objects. Obviously, Shakal's rocked and rolled after that shovel shot.
Shot hard into the corner now by Paranoid Jake Matthews. What's he got? Oh, is this what we're used to seeing?
I'm not sure. Off the rope. Smashes his posterior right into the face. Again, a lot of velocity behind that.
Face washing Shakal. What's... Yeah, there it is. It's his triple threat combo.
Oh, man, what a boot to the face. Shakal and PCO are down and out. PCO's back in the ring and just levels him with a clothesline, taking the shovel out of his hands. Big shot. Listen to these palm thrusts.
Huge back body drop from Pierre Carwillet to Jake Matthews.
Matthews winded after that, no question. PCO has him set up here. Could be a big suplex, perhaps. Holding him up there. Look at the power.
Correction, it is a stalling suplex, Guppy. Get your wrestling right. You haven't been on ball tonight.
Sorry. Big suplex. Baquet seems to be down.
I think Baquet got knocked out by the shovel when PCO took out Paranoid Jake Matthews.
I think you're right on that. Very good observation, finally.
What are you talking about, finally?
Ran into him like a freight train. Well, I mean, just rewind the DVD and listen to yourself.
No, I'm as good as any wrestling announcer out there.
Sure you are.
I got my own radio show.
Sure you are. PCO, big clothesline, and his DDT patented combination. PCO's offense, again, for a guy in his mid-30s, you don't see him doing body slams and big kicks anymore. Another clothesline DDT combination from PCO.
Guppy, man, I thought we were a team.
Sure, where's Peter LaSalle when you need him?
Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts right here.
PCO in control, has both champions apparently where he wants them. Shakal whipped hard in, and what a spear on Shakal.
Let me call this one, Guppy. He just took Shakal and whipped him upside down with a huge spear. Shakal is down.
Matthews in hard. PCO, the big shoulder tackle, following it up. Again, all these individuals, 240-pound mark minimum. Shakal's a little bit lighter at the 220-pound, I'd say.
Yeah, and these are three of the biggest men here in Quebec. Not only size-wise, but I mean brand name-wise, these are probably three of the biggest names we got here.
Check this out. Double diamond dust. Almost like a double DDT. From Matthews, great offense. He felt the effects of his own maneuver.
Shakal and PCO are down. It seemed to have worked. What's he doing?
Wants a chair.
Yeah, but that's not one of those regular folding chairs wrestlers use.
No, that looks like actually a school chair. That is a school chair. Those are hard plastic chairs.
So this can be good.
Those can support a lot of weight. They are sturdy. Matthews having a problem getting those chairs in.
Paranoid seems very shaky. I don't know. What would you say about that, Guppy?
I'd say that he has a lot of line here. Any man that walks away with this victory will definitely have bragging rights. I'll assure you of that.
Oh, you got definitely more than bragging rights. You have the right to say I'm a champion. You have the right to say I beat Pierre Carwillet, a former WWE superstar.
That's it. PCO doesn't get the victory. Big running power slam. Shades of the late, great Davey Boy Smith.
And if PCO wins, he'll just be able to continue on this huge winning streak he's been on, except for the fact that he lost the IWS.
Yeah, got his title upset, of course, but nevertheless, PCO, former world champion, no matter what you want to say. There's Lollipop, the valet of Paranoid Jake Matthews. There's no place for her in this ring. She's nice to look at, but she has no business being in the ring.
PCO, don't do it. Don't do it. You're so much better than this. Don't do it.
PCO looked like he was setting up for that cannonball when Lollipop got in the way. What's he going for here? He has her up. A big atomic drop.
Kicking Paranoid right in the gut. Whips him.
Into it. Oh, it was a sandwich between Shakal and PCO just falls in. And look at this now.
Talking about menage a trois, or whatever you want to call
Menage a trois, I guess, right there with a threesome. PCO has both members by the throat and double choke slam from the 250-pound PCO.
PCO seems to have done his homework on both his opponents because he's on the prowl, and check him out, he's winning.
Jawbreaker from Jake Matthews. PCO fires back with a chop and a punch to the gut, elbow to the back of the neck. Sits Matthews down, sits Chacal down, propels off one rope, gains some momentum, and just clotheslines the living crap out of both individuals.
Right off their chairs. Guppy, you can't forget to call the chairs.
Off their chairs.
There you go.
Roulette with a big body slam.
What's he setting up for?
Another body slam on both men. PCO's just manhandling both champions.
Could this be the big finish, the big cannonball off the top?
Perhaps he loves to use that cannonball. It is! Look, cannonball, both men. This one's over. Lollipop still in the apron. It's just a formality. Which champion is he going to cover? He has Matthews. Chacal makes the save.
Chacal breaks the pinfall. He's got PCO where he wants him. I mean, I'm going to have to say PCO's cannonball took more apart out on...
Toss-up powerbomb on Chacal. He just threw him up to the rafters.
That was unbelievable, Guppy. But as I was saying, the cannonball took out more Jake Matthews than it did Chacal.
Appears to be, but that powerbomb made up for whatever it didn't before. Wait a minute. Chacal rolls through with a roll. He's got the tights. Chacal just gets the victory.
I think Chacal has just pulled out the upset of the year. There is no way people thought Chacal was going to win this tonight.
Now, Tommy Anderson, I gotta say, I'm a very big fan of Quebec wrestling. And without a doubt, on this whole card, minus maybe the main event, this is the match I'm personally looking forward to. XS 69 versus Frankie the Mobster. The first ever meeting anywhere between these two individuals.
Well, you know, Guppy, at New Year's Madness, we all saw the reception Frankie the Mobster got. They hate him. They don't think he belongs on this show. They don't think he belongs with the top talents in Quebec, and they're hoping that XS takes this.
Well, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with the fans, but what I will say is that Frankie the Mobster has nearly 7 years of experience under his belt. XS 69, about the same token, with a little edge at that third dan black belt in judo, as our opening collar and elbow tie-up seems to happen here. XS is a master of technical wrestling, and Frankie the Mobster is hard-hitting as well.
That's right. It's XS's technical and high-flying abilities versus Frankie the Mobster's power abilities.
XS, again, a mainstay in the IWS, former major player in ICW years ago. Frankie the Mobster, ironically, was in the opening match of ever in the history of IWS back in the WWS days, and is a major player for the last 5 years plus in NCW.
He's been a major player in Quebec. I can't take anything away from XS, so has he in the ICW, in the MWF, now presently with the IWS and the EWR. Both men are multiple-time champions. They've held several titles in Quebec.
XS 69 trying to keep him down, trying to get that blood from prevented to go for the brain from Frankie. As look at he's countered with those knees to the head as he has him in that butterfly lock. But Frankie, the Mobster from Milan, Italy, obviously has the power advantage. XS weighing in at 169 and Frankie weighing in at about 225.
Frankie seems a little frustrated here because XS has been taking him out with his technical shit. This is pretty good.
Frankie the Mobster, as you said before, people claim he's overrated. I don't know about that, but XS 69 is going to look to try to work on a body part here. Look at that takedown. There's the judo experience I was telling you about. Size and height advantage to Frankie, but what's XS doing? Using his weight and leverage to his advantage.
You know, Guppy, you know all this encyclopedia stuff? You're probably, graduated from elementary school to know all this?
Well, sure, whatever you say.
Look at Frankie. He can get as technical as anybody. He's got a headlock locked on.
Absolutely grinding that headlock. Excess is going to try to take Frankie down to the mat and work on a body part. I can guarantee you that. Grab the tights, hell's on, uncharacteristic of Excess to
Guppy,
do
that's
that.
cheating.
Bending the rules, perhaps. Ref didn't see it.
No, that's cheating.
Frankie looking to counter this headlock into a top wrist lock and turns it over. Again, Excess using leverage, size to his advantage, continues that roll through and takes Frankie down. And Mr. the Mobster's getting frustrated as he just catches 2 feet to the sternum.
Wow, Excess being pretty aggressive here. I guess Excess knows that he can't compete with the power and the muscle of Frankie, so he's going at him as quick as possible.
Look at that double jump into that Hurricane Rana. Excess, have to say, and this is a bold statement, probably has the nicest Hurricane Rana you'll ever see, and he's setting him up here. Look at this. Check this move out. Excess 69 original, the Tarantula 2K4. Look at that maneuver. No words, lost for words, Tommy the Loudmouth Anderson.
What the? That's not even. I'm speechless.
Tarantula 2K4, Excess 69 original. Just stomped on the head of Frankie on the way down.
You know what? People have gathered here at Midsummer Madness from all over Quebec. This is one of the biggest events of the year, and they come here to watch the best talent. You're seeing 2 of the best talents, man. I'm speechless.
Frankie with a huge chop. Excess, though, countering with that guillotine move on that top rope. Frankie blocking. Excess's head goes into that top turnbuckle.
This is getting pretty hard hitting.
Wow. Frankie with an Irish whip on the apron. Look at Excess's agility with that tornado DDT on the apron.
He just took Frankie out. I mean, they're both on the outside. Unfortunately, Excess, you can't make a pin on the outside. Wake up, get back in the ring.
Excess 69, an international star as well. Been to CZW, Jersey All-Pro, been on pay-per-view as well. But Frankie just muscled him up. All muscle with that clothesline, as you could see the fans showing their appreciation.
And you know what? Excess isn't the only international star. I mean, Frankie's been over to Ron Hutchison's AWF in Toronto. He's gone and wrestled with Sylvain Grenier and Rene Dupré up in Halifax.
Absolutely.
These are WWE territories.
No question, Frankie, no stranger to wrestling, has been a part of wrestling for many years. As we told you, has it in his blood. There's a big forearm clubbing-like blow.
Do you think these two have a personal thing with one another? Because, it's getting pretty shoot. I mean, they're really hitting each other.
As I said, this is the first ever meeting, and, like we said, I just guillotined him on that guardrail. My gosh. He has a chair. There's no reason for this, Frankie. What are you doing? Obviously, the frustration kicking in now. As I told you, Mark the Grizzly shows features matches, wow, that you won't normally see, whereas Excess is a mainstay in the IWS, Frankie's a mainstay in the NCW, and you won't necessarily get a booked match like this.
I mean, this is something that we can only see at a Mark the Grizzly show, at a Madness show.
Correct, and as you can see, Excess, as well sporting that EWR shirt, a major player out in Quebec City as well. There's a very lackadaisical, cocky cover, only a 1 count. Little or no respect shown to Excess after that.
You know what? See what's happening here with Mobster? He's a psycho. He tends to lose it very easily.
Well, you know what? You brought up a valid point finally throughout this broadcast. That's true. What a big T-bone. What a big patented T-bone by Frankie. The correct word to describe this man is volatile. At any given point, he could snap.
You read the dictionary while you're at home? Are you that bored?
It's called education.
Oh, education.
Not edumacation, education. Look at that right hand to the face. Excess kicking Frankie off here. Excess's legs are absolutely devastating. He could hook your arms, legs, heads, anything you want and turn into a submission at any given time. And especially watch out for his modified single leg grab. He likes to call the sneaky submission. But there's another throwaway T-bone from Frankie the Mobster.
That's twice he dumped Excess on his head.
That's going to take its toll on your neck.
That's what I was going to say, Guppy. Wow, we're agreeing.
I don't understand why. Frankie the Mobster almost mocking Excess by getting the fans to chant. Excess with a small package. Only a 2 count.
Ow, Mobster kicking Excess right in the face. That is disgusting. Blowing your nose, spitting on the fans, that is disgusting.
Frankie, known for doing that, will get in the faces of the fans. Not very big fan favorite, if you will. Excess counting over with a nice roll-up. Check this out. Going for that sneaky submission. That's what I was telling you. That modified single leg crab. Look at the power. Look at bending the leg the wrong way. He's got it. Sneaky submission.
You know what? You've said it. He's ended matches like this a million times, but I think Frankie is resilient enough to get out of this.
Frankie trying to gouge the eyes of Excess. He is close to the ropes.
I was completely joking about that.
Well, look at it. He managed. He got his way to the rope. Frankie's was dangerously close to losing that match, and he's frustrated. He just pushed Excess back.
Getting in each other's faces now.
It's almost like a stalemate here. Excess, almost like a cheap shot. Suckered him in on that. Frankie fires back with one of his own. Big chop again.
The chops don't seem to be phasing either of the men in the ring. This is...
Both men, again, it's like the wear and tear of this match have taken their toll. Listen to that echo here. Just took him over with that clothesline. Excuse me, that knife edge.
Get your shit right, Guppy.
Yeah, coming from you. There's a big forearm smash to the back of the neck.
I got a perfectly good edumacation, all right?
Exactly. Get this man some pizza. Roll up, roll up.
Very innovative takedown by XS69. What's he going for now? He's got a crossface hooked.
Crossface right in the middle of the ring. Very basic of choking him out. Clearly his forearm's under the throat. Now has him almost in a half Nelson position, that amateur style. This is where that judo comes into play.
Frankie's struggling to get out of this. He seems bothered by it. This is an environment Frankie's not used to being in. This shoot wrestling, the submission style. He's not used to this, Guppy.
No question, as you see that half sleeper-like maneuver, this is clearly a judo maneuver that will cut off the blood to the brain of Frankie. And look at that roll-up. We've seen Excess win matches with that move before, and Frankie somehow kicked out and just decapitates Excess with that big lumbering clothesline. At any given point, all it will take is one move could put the finishing touches as both individuals. Excess wisely rolled to the outside here.
Fatigue seems to be rolling in here for both opponents.
Excess looks more frustrated. When Excess gets intense, when he has that look in his eyes he has right now, there's no telling what he could do. Especially Excess has been several main events in the last year in the IWS, including several shots at becoming World Heavyweight Champion. And the same for Frankie, but this is where you cannot go toe-to-toe with a big man from Milan, because obviously power is going to come into factor for Frankie.
Frankie got a nice face lock here.
Big front face lock here. Again, trying to wear down Excess. Watch out for Excess, though, because you don't necessarily want to match submissions here. As, look at that, another judo takedown. All of his judo is coming into play here. That is another half sleeper hold here. And Frankie, like I was saying, you can't stand toe-to-toe punches, but you cannot out-wrestle Excess. We still got 3 fantastic matches still to come. Another high-flying grudge match coming up a little bit later on. Of course, a big 3-way heavy-hitting match in our main event, Kevin Steen versus Samoa Joe. First ever meeting here at Midsummer Madness. but we're certainly getting a great display here of Frankie the Mobster and Excess, and I have not been disappointed thus far. And there's that big size 14 right to the face.
And you just heard Brian the Sweat Ass say it all. Samoa Joe is here. He is in the legendary NDR Center. He is at Midsummer Madness, and he's going to take on none other than Kevin Steen.
And I'll tell you, I spoke to Kevin Steen, and Kevin Steen thinks there's going to be a cakewalk. He thinks he's going to have his way with Samoa Joe. Hold on, Frankie has him up here. Could be that credibility statement. Choke slam, sit out, powerbomb, but no, Excess had that move scouted, and just obviously countered with a great cross arm breaker.
Not many have found a way to counter Frankie the Mobster's finisher like that. Excess is a smart guy. I got to give it to him.
As you can hear, the fans are chanting tap. Been working on body parts, every single body part that Frankie has to offer. Frankie countering here, trying to maybe get the shoulders of Excess down.
He's up to his feet.
Look at the power, my gosh, just absolutely muscled Excess up and just bombed him back first into that turnbuckle.
That had to hurt. I just saw Excess's head rebound off that metal turnbuckle.
Frankie, his power, as I keep on repeating throughout this match, will always come into play here. And the fans getting a treat and another cocky cover. As you see the surprise on Frankie, he thought he had it there. I don't understand. I mean, you're not going to get Excess with that type of cover. As he hits him in the back with a kick, counters up with a big right hand. Look at those shots. Excess again. You know, those sneaky submissions are going to go to work on that back for later on.
Yeah, but Frankie doesn't need sneaky submissions. I mean, you just saw what he did. He raked his eyes. He doesn't care. He'll do anything to win.
Crucifix powerbomb again into the corner. Fans trying to rally here behind Excess 69. Back of his head snapped. Excess had to go to the bottom rope, knew where he was. Obviously has had the wind knocked out of him.
Excess is down. Frankie should be taking advantage of this. I don't know why he's on the weight.
Excess looks like he's almost knocked out completely. Frankie telling the ref where he could go. Sometimes Frankie's temper might get the best of him here. He's a little bit egocentric, and when the fans start chanting stuff like overrated, it sometimes affects his plan.
Didn't you say Frankie was volatile?
Volatile.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Excess countering with a sunset flip.
What's Frankie doing?
Frankie, with that modified head drop, he just got him. Frankie just got him.
I don't believe this.
Frankie just countered that sunset flip and dropped him on his head, almost like a money clip.
You know what? Frankie the Mobster has just proven he can roll with anything and come out on top.
No question about it. Great first meeting here. Frankie the Mobster showing little of no respect here, but gets the victory over Excess. The second half here of Midsummer Madness, four-way scramble match. The Angry Aryans, that's Damien and Viking. The New Breed, DJ Sick and Hellstorm. We have Cobra and Shogun, as well as the fan favorites, which is collectively the Hardcore Ninja and Crazy Crusher. One fall to a finish. This is going to be action-packed, Tommy Anderson.
Guppy, you said it all in one word. Scramble. You know what scramble matches are? It's Mexican lucha libre rules. It's a huge clusterfuck of maneuvers. These guys do it all. They show all they got in one shot.
Absolutely. Of course, DJ Sick and Hellstorm, the New Breed from EWR, as well as certain participants in the IWS. We have the Angry Aryans, also known as the SLI, from MWF and the IWS.
We got the fan favorites, Ninja and Crazy Crusher, a new tandem. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen them tag.
Absolutely, and of course, Cobra and Shogun, as well as a great tag team from Quebec, but DJ Sick and Damien starting up this matchup here. Let me tell you something. The New Breed are as technically gifted as it comes, but Damien loves that Japanese style, as you see that very innovative reversal of that hammerlock. Another arm twister here takes DJ Sick with that snap over, and look at that modified Rings of Saturn.
And look at the pain on DJ Sick's face. I told you, these types of matches, you got to go for the win quick.
One fall to a finish, absolutely. At any given point, all it takes is a 3 count, and there will be a victory. They assign referee back into this matchup. You will need an experienced ref for this. And there's a big amateur takedown from DJ Sick. As I told you, that technical display will come into play very soon.
You know what I noticed, Guppy? I hated your guts at the beginning of this show.
Well, thank you.
But now, we're starting to get along. We're starting to be on the same page. That's pretty cool.
I don't really think that you're on my level yet, but sure, think whatever that you want as Damien takes him over and continuously grapevines that leg.
That was more of a wishbone split, in my opinion.
I agree.
Mr. I'm on my own level.
DJ Sick trying to counter into that cross arm breaker, hyperextending that elbow. Damien can tap right here. UFC, people end careers in the Ultimate Fighting Championships, and Damien, well scouted, had to get to that bottom rope to break it.
You know what, the new breed, they got that shoot style of wrestling, in-your-face submission, man, they'll kick your ass.
Put the Angry Arians, and they have some of the most disgusting offense together. Very cohesive unit. And there, the shirt comes off of Damien. The Angry Aryans claim they're from Deutschland, Germany. Asking for another
Damien
chop.
likes it stiff, and he's proving it. Look at them go at each other with these knife edges.
Damien has probably one of the worst, stiffest looking Otani kicks you will ever see, as he's firing off with some chops of his own. There's a big forearm. Look at the power behind Damien. Look at the face. Look at the intensity on Damien. Look at this.
Ow, look at them go. And you know what? We've seen a shitload of action now, and we have yet to see 2 teams in this matchup.
That's absolutely right. There's a couple of straight punches to the face and some chops. DJ Sick returning the favor.
Ow, did you just see Damien's head rebound from those punches?
And I just saw him rebound with another punch. There's a Yakuza. Oh, big forearm. DJ Sick staggers. Roaring forearm.
DJ Sick staggering.
Oh!
Back with one of his own right in Damien's face. Damien is down.
Damien felt the effects after that roaring forearm.
Here comes Cobra. He's in the ring.
And Viking as well is tagged in. Viking missing that clothesline, whipped into the buckle by Cobra. Look at that agility.
Is Viking a luchador?
Viking can wrestle like a luchador. Don't let his size fool you. He is very agile as those arm drags are countered and blocked, as well as those kicks. Viking has the hardest chops, perhaps, in Quebec. Listen to those.
Ow, look at them go. This is probably the stiffest scramble match I have seen in my days.
Viking will chop any man down to his size as he just takes Cobra over with that side headlock.
But Guppy, I'm going to have to give it Cobra and Shogun that these guys are new. I mean, barely known on the Quebec indie scene, but they seem to be hanging on with some of the top tag teams here.
Absolutely. Viking with that arm drag. Staggers Cobra on the ropes, nowhere to go. Big forearm to the face. Cobra telegraphed that move, and both men to the outside via a hip lock. And look at that.
This is what I love about scramble matches. Action all the time.
If 2 men leave the ring, there's no tags that need to be made. Lucha Libre styles, Hellstorm and Ninja just come in, and Ninja caught a big drop kick. Blind tag made from Crazy Crusher. Referee or Hellstorm still haven't realized it. Double underhook DDT. Or maybe there wasn't a tag, excuse me. There's another lateral press.
Guppy, get your shit right. Crusher was encouraging his partner.
I thought it was a blind tag, excuse me. Ninja battling off on Hellstorm there. Snapmares him over from Fabertown, Japan. 2-time IWS Tag Team Champion. And let me tell you something. The majority of these guys also no strangers to being on pay-per-view as well.
That's right.
Shogun now tagged in here with Crazy Crusher.
And I don't think these two have ever gone at it. This is a first time again.
No question. Crusher, multiple-time EWR Tag Team Champion as well as IWS Tag Team Champion.
Kind of feeling each other out.
Crazy Crusher gets his name from being absolutely crazy. As I like to describe him, 160-pound man more or less, I should say, a 6'5", 260-pound man and a little body. He'll stand up to anybody. Look at this wide array of offense exchanging between both individuals here. Big flip, nice agility from Shogun. Crusher countering, going to that arm, trying to isolate a body part here.
What's going on here? Crusher out to the outside, right on the floor. That was flesh meeting the floor, Guppy. That had to hurt.
Hit hard there. Shogun leaps to the second rope. Beautiful twisting corkscrew splash on both of the fan favorites. Nice impact.
I don't even know what the hell to call that.
Now, of course, both of the other individuals are outside the ring here, so now legally, the Angry Aryans, it only has to be one individual here, but referee letting this go. Check this out. Forearm, a second, a third, I guess a fourth here. Oh, 2 knees. I feel bad for Shogun here.
Oh, these are just rallying. One after another. Shogun is down. He is not getting up from that.
Shogun's just left the ring. Now it seems that the New Breed and the Angry Aryans are legal here. Rangers are participating in the middle of the ring. Fan favorites with some drop kicks.
You know what? The fan favorites want to be a part of this match too. They ain't going under just because the Aryans and New Breed need their TV time.
Fan favorites trying to steal that victory there. Angry Aryans made the count. Shogun and Cobra trying to battle their way back in the ring. There's Cobra finally making his way back in. Fighting on the left with DJ Sick. He just took a snapmare. What's this? Is this a rowboat? I haven't seen a rowboat since Luke's Family Gala 2001 at the Bell Center.
You went to Luke Family Gala?
I got 3 tickets. Hellstorm's in the middle of the ring. There's Shogun. He catches him with a sit-out powerbomb in the middle of the ring. Referee counting, and there's 20 feet to the face.
You know what, fans? You guys are seeing the most athletic guys giving you all they got in